What's up, guys? Ryan here today with another custom made equipment video. And if you guys have subscribed or seen our videos before, you know that we've worked out of a garage to design a lot of our equipment, like our squat rack, deadlift jack bar, dip bars, lots of stuff. But if you haven't subscribed or haven't seen our videos, that's okay. I'll fill you in. We've actually moved up in the world. We're actually working out of a shop now. So working out of a shop, we have access to better pieces of machinery, and we can design more complicated pieces of equipment. So we're very happy, and you know what? We're gonna make some great videos for you guys this year and hopefully come at you with some stuff that you've never seen before. Alright, so let's get into it. So what we're gonna be designing today is what's called a football bar. A lot of, like I said, football players use it for pressing movements, bench press, overhead press, those type of things. And so, being in the shop, I said, why don't I design something, you know, relatively simple. Moving forward now, as you can see on the screen, we're actually cutting the tubular steel, the material we need to actually put this whole piece together. And all these pieces on the floor are the material we need for the equipment. The pieces that we actually don't have cut at that time, where you saw on screen there, was the handles, but we're going to be showing later on in the video what we're going to be doing with the handles. So what I'm doing right now is measuring where I need to drill the holes, and this is a critical part because I have to make sure this is mocked up properly so the handles are actually straight. So I'm getting these holes all drilled up and prepped for the drill press. It's gonna be the diameter of the handles is 1.25, and that's usually around what most barbells are. I believe there's some barbells that are thicker, thinner, but a lot of the barbells that we've designed in the garage gym are at 1.25. And so it's pretty comfortable, and a lot of people that come by like it. Now on screen, what you guys can see is we're actually drilling the holes. The diameter of that drill bit is 1.25 inches. So I couldn't drill that with a hand drill. I had to use the bigger machine. And it was pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I had to just make some pilot holes initially so I knew where to line up the holes, and then I just went away. The machine is pretty autonomous itself. It can do it itself. And you know what, guys? I don't know if you guys work in the shop. If not, or if you do, I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. I truly feel at peace there. And what I've realized is working on a lathe, as you can see on screen, is a lost art. Like, a lot of people can't do it anymore. Okay? What you can see on screen is me working on a lathe, and that material is a circular, like tubular steel, full solid, 2-inch diameter. This is where the plates slide on. I'm taking a slight cut because it was hot rolled and it had some scale on it, so I actually had to remove it in order for the weight to slide on it properly. If not, we would have had a difficult time. So as you can see, there's the finished piece on the left, and on the right, I have to do the same thing. It was very satisfying seeing the final process of the 2-inch diameter material getting the slight cut off the end. Now here's something I wanted to show you guys for a very, very long time. This is the knurling process. I find this the coolest part and most satisfying part of the whole piece of designing this equipment, other than welding. What we're looking at right now is the actual circular stock, 1.25 inch in diameter, solid steel, getting knurled. And there's many ways of doing it, but this is our way of doing it. We actually put the stock on the lathe, and then we get the actual piece and we press it against the steel, and as you can see, it produces a knurled feel and look, and it's beautiful, it's strong, it's durable, and it works. And there's many ways of doing it. If you guys know the company Rogue, they have CNCs and all these complicated, expensive pieces of machinery that can do the knurling process. We don't have access to that, and that's okay. We make do what we have. Now on screen, as you can tell, we're mocking this all up. And you see that guy in the blue shirt, that is my uncle. And like I said before, if you guys follow this channel, or even if you haven't, you've seen a lot of times we make our videos from the garage. And the thing is I taught myself how to weld. I taught myself how to design equipment and put it together. And the thing is I've run into a lot of mistakes, mostly on my part along the way, just learning. And the thing is I never really had a mentor to teach me. So my uncle is teaching me how to properly mock up pieces of equipment, because people are going to be using these types of equipment in the facility and I want to make sure it's safe. So he's showing me the proper processes of making proper welds, properly make sure it's square and it has equilibrium that's the same everywhere. Now, what I have to say about the welding is it's consistent. And what I mean by that is welding out of the garage is every time I would lay a weld down, the power would go out. The reason why it would go out is because I'm taking so much juice out of the house is the breaker would go. So being in a shop and being able to lay like 20-30 welds down was fantastic. I had the best time ever. And being in a shop, I feel so at peace. I said that before, but I just feel like a 12-hour day passes by so quickly. Back to the topic at hand. I'm getting kind of carried away. As you can tell, when we drilled those holes with the drill press, the 1.25-inch holes, is they left holes in the back end, and we didn't want to leave that. So what we're doing is we're creating plug welds in order to keep the handle secure in the actual football bar. And do you guys remember when we took that slight cut off that 2-inch diameter circular stock? That was the actual place where you slide on the weights, and that's what we're welding on right now. And this part was pretty difficult because this football bar is not light. It's not 45 pounds. It's around 100 pounds, probably more. And we needed 2 people to maneuver it and make sure that we can lay the welds down. It was not a one-person job. And if it was a one-person job, it'd be very difficult, and I'd imagine someone throwing out their back. The final piece was beautiful. It came together so well and nothing was wrong with it. All we have to do now is just powder coat it. And you know what, to be honest, my favorite part about the whole thing was, I would say, probably the knurling process, just to see how it came along and how it came together and how good it felt. Now what I want to show you guys is it actually being used.
Okay, it's Rap Pack to my pulse flat. We keep it real, no false rap. I got 4 cars and they all black. Got 4 bras and they all that. We call that ballin'. Doing this is my calling. Flow is so appalling. My phone off and she calling. I'm like, yeah, what it do? Penthouse, man, what a view. Fall back cause I'm coming through with my whole team. They coming too, that's real. Too real.